Sorry guys, can I say like good morning one more time? I know like a lot of good morning today, but I really love good morning from the Bbcon. Good morning, everybody. Oh, I thought it's like, how are you today? Good, very good, excellent. Yeah, I'm Hans from Prudential Singapore, and today I'm going to share with you guys my journey and how can I building a client base through a community. It's my first time sharing in English, so I'm a bit like nervous. Hopefully can do it. So I'm still new in the business. I'm joining for 2 years. And I think same as you guys, like majority of you guys, I also have difficulty on finding leads, finding prospect. How can I start my business? I feel lucky that I already joining boss in ATO. They provide me with all the knowledge. Dexter also trained me hard. Andrea also trained me hard, my mentor. And all of my friends here in the IN all always support me. They give me the weapon, guys. They give me all the weapons, like very advanced one. But for me, myself, I don't know where for me to find the target. It's a challenge that I always face. The context is Indonesian. I'm working in Singapore, so I'm still under employment pass. And I moved to Singapore when I was in university. But back then in uni, I never had any like foreigner friends. So I always mingle with all the Indonesian because I feel my English so. So I mingle with all the Indonesian friends. I always speak bahasa all the time. Then after they graduate, they went back to Indonesia to either continue their parent business, and maybe finding a job in Singapore is also not easy. So I don't have like any warm market at all. Even my family in Singapore, they don't want to support me when I join the business. So I start to brainstorm. How can I find a prospect? How can I find a genuine relationship so that I can find a client that actually really suits me with my style? I come back to my roots, which is I'm a Catholic and I always actively involved in church since young. So I serve as an altar boy. This is my photo with the Singapore Bishop. And my family trains me in music, so I play all the instruments. I play guitar, I play bass, I play drum, I play keyboard. In order for me to help the praise and worship team. So starting from young, they always ask me to serve in church, make friends in church, and join all the activity. You can meet a lot of people there to build my confidence. And I always say, yes ma'am, I'm joining. So back in Singapore, when I was in university, I already involved in Indonesian community in Singapore, Indonesian church. But I only involved in the youth community. I never joined the adult one because I feel I can mingle with people around my age. It's easier for me to make conversation. But after I start this business, I realized I need to expand my market. I need to expand the type of client that I need. I need to meet a person with a different profile. Then my fellow musician friend, which is a drummer, recommend me to a family church, family cell group. And the name family, I think you guys can tell that family, all the members, all the family, all the auntie, uncle in Singapore who currently doing business or being a professional in Singapore. So I joined as a keyboardist and I joined as a guitarist. I start with a small team, guys, so I only help with all the cell group every Friday. But my intention there is like purely building connection and do something that I love. So during all the months, I only focusing myself in servicing because I realized there are a lot of cases where agents come to church only to find prospects. The first time is they try to close a lot of cases, like as many as possible. Then after they close all the people there, they're gonna jump to another church. Then the second time is the one that try to mingle in church in hopes that people in church can buy from them. But after months, usually when they never succeed with all the plans, they leave the church. But I tell them, I love to do all of this. And my parents always say, do what you love and love what you do. And serving, come to church is something that become my passion. So I realized that trust takes time. So not only in playing music, I also involving myself in a lot of activity in church, including the morning prayer, the Bible study, all of the church event, weekly gathering, and even choir practice, so that I can really know them better. So sometimes after every practice, we will have like fellowship, we eat together, and there's actually my chance to know them better, not only as a church member, but as a friend, as a part of their community. I've been waiting for months, guys, because as a foreigner in Singapore, it's actually very hard for me. So when I'm standing in front of you guys and I can share like this, I feel really, really grateful. Because last year when thank you. Because last year when I joined Bbcon, I don't know whether I can still stay and work with boss or not. Because my target is actually quite high for me. I don't know whether I can still hit the target and can still survive. But today, thanks to God and thanks to everybody here, I can still, I can still share here to share a bit about what I know and what can you guys add to improve the business. So the conversation becomes naturally open when one of the church leader asked me, Hans, can you play for next week? And I say, sorry uncle, I cannot play for next week. How come? Usually you always say yes, yes and yes. Then I explain, sorry uncle, actually I need to focus on my job during this period. And I explain what I'm doing. I'm actually an FA and I'm still a foreigner, so I need to hit some certain target in order for me to stay in Singapore and in order to me to build a career here. Then the uncle asked, so what your agency do? Then I explained all the solution that we can provide for the clients and what our agency do before with clients. And I feel blessed because the uncle at the end trusts me with the diamond planning and he became my first client from the church. From there, I feel grateful as well because trust creates referrals and all of the cold market, the one that I tried to penetrate before, the one that I tried to become before, all start become my friends. They become my brother and sister in Christ. They become a family in Singapore. I feel grateful because I stay alone in Singapore and now I have a family. I have a lot of uncle and auntie that support me and act like my family, like my dad, my mom. They become my mentor as well. Actually, the uncle referred me to many other churches because they always know when I serve in church, I'm not only like doing normal serving, but I try to bring my best in everything. When they ask me to play music, I try to arrangement all. When they ask me to practice for the choir, I try to make all the sheets. When they ask me to come only to even carry the amplifier and stuff, I'm also okay. Because I feel that helping others and helping them is something that really, really important for my journey. They refer me to other churches as well. So apart from the Catholic community that I joined before, they also recommend me to many other churches like Christian churches or maybe like charismatic churches. And the biggest opportunity that they offer me is during the Christmas celebration. So in Singapore, we celebrate Christmas in 25, like any other churches, but they try to mix every churches in Singapore, every Indonesian churches, in the Indonesian embassy. So I meet a lot of person, I meet a lot of pastor, I meet a lot of new family member, and I appointed to become their music director. So I in charge of the music and I meet a lot of community. I feel blessed because from there I can start another conversation with a lot of people. But the other opportunity that actually expand my door is actually when one of the uncles asked me, Hans, you've been serving so much for church. Actually, we also want to help you in your business. Are you confident to do a sharing, to do a estate planning sharing in Bahasa Indonesia? And of course, I say yes, uncle. So I prepare myself, I share with my AL. I try to practice everything in English and convert it to Bahasa. Because I feel lucky, because my agency is doing a lot of estate planning solution. So I feel that knowledge is actually important. When your heart is there, but the knowledge is there, sometimes it's very hard. If you're really willing to help, you also need to improve yourself to gain your knowledge so that you can really provide the best solution for your client. Then actually from the event, I feel grateful because I was previously at the RT, I got one case and I become COT because of one case because of the knowledge, and support from all my friends. So the things that I learned is when you're serving a community, you need to focus on building trust, adding value, serving first, being present, and hopefully the referral will naturally flow. This is like my formula. So when you're joining a community, you serve. Like just be genuine, do all of your servicing, then trust will come along. People will trust you. And when they already trust you, please guys, please bring your value. This is like the part as an FA or as a person, a leader in community, just bring more value to the community. For me, myself, I try to improve my music ability and stuff to help them in surfing, and I also try to improve my knowledge in insurance so that I can really solve the problem to all the problem that they give to me so I can provide a better solution myself. And referrals come along. And actually this is like a short tips for you guys that also maybe going to church, maybe you guys will ask me, so when is the perfect timing for you to introduce yourself? So how come you open a case in a church? For me personally, I feel that self-group sharing is actually the best opportunity. Because in self-group, people will talk about what's happening in their life. They will tell you, is there like any undercarriage changes, is there like any marriage, or maybe their son graduating, or maybe they buy a new house, or maybe something happened in the business. All of this topic help us to create a financial planning conversation. And from there, I also learn about two things. First one is listen. As a FA, maybe it's easy for us to be trained to pitch or just explaining the product, or maybe try to sell something. But it's not easy to become a good listener as well. So I feel that listening to your client is important, and you need to connect to your client as well. So after you listen, you try to understand the problem before you providing the solutions. And what's next? What's the next steps? So usually after I'm offering my solution, I will try to ask them for another appointment because I believe in not mixing the church and our business. So when you're coming to church, you focus on surfing, you focus on your servicing and stuff in church or doing all the choir and stuff, but don't talk about business in church. So I fixed another appointment instead. So my last message to you guys is, when there is a will, there will be a way. You may think that I don't have any market. So do I. I also come to Singapore with no market. But you can look inside your church, your hobby, your sport club, your alumni, any other community that you can join. And lastly guys, it's like my two motivation. Every time I feel down, every time I feel dumb about what I'm doing, is it like working or not, I always play with these two things. Ora and labora. It's Latin words. Ora means pray, and labora is labor, working. So pray faithfully and work diligently. And lastly, people don't care about how much you know. Maybe you can be good at what you're doing, but they really care after they know about how much you care for them. So in this industry, not only skill or maybe knowledge, but you need to have the heart as well, guys. Thank you.